Jaylen, you talked earlier this year about how tough this Toronto matchup is for you guys. You were able to make some plays in the lane against them. What did you see from their defense, and how did you try to counter it on the ball?
Just a physical team that's known for their physicality, wanting to beat you up, using their hands and stuff like that to their advantage. They got a lot of size, a lot of athletic wings that make it tough. They just, I think, a good defensive team when they come out and make their mind up.
What do you think it says about your playmaking and the teams as a whole, the way you've progressed to move to 3-0 against a team like this that gave you trouble in the past?
Just playing the game the right way, just letting the game decide where the ball goes and just finding the right, open shots and matchups. Tonight we got a bunch of open looks, and we was able to seal a win today.
Playing shorthanded for the second straight game, what does that say about the depth of this team? You guys able to get the win tonight, played it close last night. How
Right,
those guys?
tough loss last night. Philly's a tough place to play. Come back on a back-to-back and make no excuse, come out, play the right way, and find a way to win. It's just all about leadership. We got a lot of guys, veteran guys who've been here and done it before. So it's that time of the year. We just got to get each other going, make no excuse, and come out and play basketball.
Yeah, speaking of, do you feel like you guys have built some good habits down this last stretch?
Absolutely. I think that we've been playing some good basketball down the stretch. We've been having guys in and out the lineup, et cetera, but we've been able to fill in and step up and find ways to win games. And that's what it's about, next man up mentality, being ready to go. We want everybody clicking on all cylinders.
You guys clinched the number 2 seed. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Absolutely. I mean, you can't take stuff like that for granted. To be on a 50-plus win team, is an honor. It takes a lot of hard work that goes into that. It doesn't come around as often as you probably think it is, and to be able to be a part of it is a blessing for sure. To be a part of a winning organization, to add to it, and to come out each and every night and play with purpose. Absolutely, it's great, and then we are getting ready to head into the postseason, even better feeling.
Jaylen, can you talk about the role Malcolm plays scoring the ball, but then also as a leader for this team? Yeah,
Malcolm is great. Malcolm, any given night, he can come out and be one of the best players on the floor. His decision-making, his poise, his athleticism. Malcolm is definitely a game changer for us, being on the ball or off. He finds ways to make an effect on the game, and games like today where, you don't pay attention to him, he'll light you up, and that's super key. It's tough coming off the bench. I'm sure it's been, a process for him. I think this is probably the first time he's ever been asked or ever had to come off the bench in his career, and he's accepted that role, and it's been great. I think he should be, one of the front runners for Sixth Man of the Year.
Jaylen, we haven't talked to you since the new CBA. Your thoughts on that? Are you happy with the deal, and happy how it potentially affects your future?
I think a lot of things got, I would say updated from last CBA to this CBA. There's some things that got included, some stuff like team licensing. That was huge, being able to have that included. We had some discussions around, draft, combine, physicals. I think that was one of the components that was brought up. It was a lot of things that we discussed, and ultimately I feel like it just got updated. I think the league has to match the times in terms of the components of a deal, and I think that it got updated into the sense where it's on par with where we're at in society, and I think that we definitely got to continue to move forward. But right now, I think that was admissible for the time being.
And I know there had been nothing in the CBA about, like you touched on earlier, social media, the Kyrie situation. Was that addressed to your comfort, to where you guys can express yourselves and not feel the brunt of your team?
So I think it's still some ongoing discussions that's still going on that need to be had. I think that there's stuff that's still being, implemented into like the deal. I know like we got a lot of the hard, I guess, the things that we wanted to talk about, achieve, but it's still some things that we're including. And one of those is definitely ethics. That's something that needs to be ironed out. And that's something that as the union, as the player representative, we feel like our players should have protection. We feel like outside parties shouldn't have a say-so on what goes on within the confinements of our league. So we're working on, figuring out how to come to some sort of agreement in that, but that's definitely a topic of conversation.
A part of the deal is going to be some sort of vehicle to help players invest in actually purchasing ownership stakes in teams. What did you think of that proposal from your side? And do you envision a future where like most players are building up towards buying teams?
Yeah, once again, like when I said before, I think the CBA just got, in a sense, got updated. I think that should have never been a thing. I think we should have always been able to invest or be a part of investment groups within the NBA or, WNBA, et cetera. The question is why not? I know people might, have, play devil's advocate, but I think our players should have the ability to be investors. I think our players should have the ability to be involved in private equity, and I think that's what led into the decision.
Last question,
Finally, what does it mean to you, that was a joke, sorry, to be named the Red Auerbach Award winner for this year?
Extremely grateful. I think Red Auerbach had a vision for this organization, and so many years later to see that vision still being maintained, I think is amazing, and I'm grateful to be a part of it, especially when you are highlighting things that, necessarily don't have to do with stats or analytics. Leadership, on and off the floor, being able to receive an award for something that, doesn't necessarily you see some type of value for, that doesn't always come up in the stat sheet. I appreciate stuff like that. I put my everything into this team. I put my everything into this city and organization since I've been here. To see or to get that award, I thought meant a lot. I was grateful.
Thank you, gentlemen.